Hi, fans of high-quality entertainment. So this video is mainly about Creedence Clearwater Revival and a few other things. So yesterday on Rick Beato's channel, he posted a interview with the great John Fogerty. And it's seriously one of my favorite interviews that I've ever watched, on YouTube. John was very he's 80 years old, but he's still got all of his memories from, recording with CCR in the 60s and 70s and just everything he's gone through with, not owning his own songs for so many years. And he says something really, really touching near the end about his wife, helping him to get his songs back. So it's just an excellent interview. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. I think John, the whole band, of course, was great. Stu Cook and Doug Cosmos Clifford on drums. But, John Fogerty was basically CCR, as most of us know. And I'm going to go through their discography kind of quickly and also show you the latest CCR album I have. I also wanted to quickly mention I did an interview with Tim Derling about 8-track tapes, if you remember those. It hasn't, gotten too many comments or views because I guess most people don't care about 8-track tapes. I was never a fan of them, but if you're a fan of music, you seriously should, check out this interview with him because, like I said, it is interesting. And he also has written books, which he talks about on Sammy Hagar, the band Y&T, Night Ranger, and Kansas. So please check that out. I'll have the link here somewhere. And also the John Fogerty interview. Okay, John, that's enough talking. I also have, I believe there's a box set coming today, and I'll be unboxing it. I might even post it later today. I'm not sure yet. And then there's a couple more box sets coming in the next couple of days. So stay tuned for a lot of unboxings. And I still need to do my third video on Ween. I'm covering their whole discography. Next up is Pure Guava, so we'll try and get that out soon. I'm just busy, busy, busy. And I also still plan to do a video, a very personal video, just about my life. I just feel it's time to do that. So stay tuned for that. I'm thinking possibly I'll post that on Saturday. But anyway, back to CCR. I've been a fan of CCR ever since I got this back in 1969, Bio Country. One of my very first albums, actually, along with Abbey Road. And one of my all-time favorite songs is Keep On Chooglin'. I remember doing air guitar to it. I was the very first air guitarist, I think. That and also Grand Funk's Into the Sun from the Grand Funk Live album. Just blasting the music and pretending I was playing guitar. So this is their whole discography. Their first album from 1968. And there's John on the far left side with a mustache. And yeah, it's an excellent debut album. And then, of course, Bio Country with great songs. I always get these two confused of which came out first, but their third album is Green River. And I was looking at this album cover yesterday, and I'm sure the other band members, they're behind John, right? And they're probably, even back then, a little bitter about him being, more in the spotlight than them. But he deserved to be in the spotlight, but not taking anything away from, Tom Fogerty or Stu Cook or Doug Clifford. And then came Willie and the Poor Boys. Down on the corner, out in the street. And then, probably, well, for me, it is my favorite CCR album, Cosmo's Factory. It had a few hit singles on it. And then Pendulum, which I feel is underrated. I think it's a great album. And sadly, the last one with John's brother Tom. And I'm going to talk about this in a few minutes. Their final album. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's not funny unless you're listening to this album. Mardi Gras, which is almost always, if anybody ranks CCR albums, it's almost always at the bottom for a good reason. And I've got one live album until the latest I just got, Live at Woodstock, which is excellent. And I got this one yesterday. Now the hype sticker, usually I'd try and stick them on the CDs, but I think this is just going to kind of shred, so I might not be able to. The legendary concert captured in 1970, but never released until now. They actually did, a few years back, they released a live album, and it said from, the Royal Albert Hall, but it actually wasn't from the Royal Albert Hall, but this one is. And there it is. And, the thing about CCR in concert is they basically kind of stick to the studio versions of the songs. They don't really stretch them out at all. But still, they were a great live band. And, of course, this ends with Keep on Chuklin. So, yeah, it's an excellent live album. I was, thinking this over. I haven't done a Does This Album Suck in quite a while. And some people have mentioned Mardi Gras. And I was saying, well, the album does not suck because there are some great songs on it. But I'm kind of thinking, because it's CCR and they were such a great band, releasing so many great albums in a row. And this one is certainly not a great album. And it's got some pretty, I would say, god-awful songs on it that were not written by John Fogerty. So I am, let me know in the comment section below, if you think I should, because, I'm not sure of my opinion now. It's like, maybe it does suck, because CCR should be releasing great albums, and this isn't a great album. And, yeah, especially the one Stu Cook song, Take It Like a Friend, the second song, it's just bad. And of course, it's about, it's directed at John Fogerty, and it's kind of a nasty song. His other song, one of his other songs, Door to Door, I actually love. Even his vocals, he's not a great singer, but I think that song is great. I remember buying the 45 with Sweet Hitchhiker on the A side and Door to Door on the B side, and they played that just, so much. So, there's good and bad on this album. And so let me know if I should do a Does This Album Suck for Mardi Gras? And I think that's about it. Hope everybody has a great day. Please check out the John Fogerty interview, because like I said, he's just, I don't know, so down to earth and just one of the all-time greats. And also, please check out the interview I did with Tim, because it's a fun interview. Bye.